This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
All right, let's go to Randy in Los Angeles. Randy, how can we help today?
Well, first of all, thank you for taking my call. Very excited to hear your advice and talk to you guys. Our house got caught up in the January LA fires and burned to the ground.
Oh, no. Where were you?
Yeah, it was horrible. So in Altadena,
yeah,
the whole community, 6,500 homes got destroyed.
Yeah.
Very devastating, but now we're in kind of an excitement mode because we're rebuilding. So we're moving past that.
Okay.
Luckily, we had enough insurance. We have a lawsuit with SoCal Edison. That's 2 or 3 years down the road, but we're about to rebuild for $1.6 million. Insurance will probably cover about 1.1. SoCal Edison will probably get about $200K, but you can't count on that. So I'm wondering if I should draw from my retirement to cover the delta, or looking at other options because it's probably about a $400K delta to what we have from insurance. Yeah.
Was there a mortgage?
Yeah, the mortgage is about $631. We could probably sell the property for about $800K, but we lost $500K in equity. And rebuilding for 1.6, the property value is going to be, really big in 4 to 5 years. So I think it was the best financial decision. Yeah, maybe, right?
I mean, so is the option to sell and walk away with $150,000 and go elsewhere, or we rebuild and take on an extra $400,000 in debt or rob our retirement?
Yes, basically those are the options.
Oof, that's a rock and a hard place if I've ever seen one. Yeah. How badly are you wanting to rebuild versus just selling for what you can get for it?
Well, we're pretty into the Altadena Strong rebuild mentality. I think my retirement has enough to cover that. I'd just like to get your opinion.
How much do you have in retirement?
About 2.7, all taxable.
How old are you?
63.
Okay.
You said it's all taxable?
Yeah, it's in a 401k, deferred comp, and IRA. Yeah.
Got it. So you can withdraw without penalty. You'll just owe taxes on the amount you withdraw.
Correct.
So the question is, if you deplete 2.7 down to 2.3, will you still be able to retire with dignity when you want to? Does that change your retirement plans?
Yeah, I probably have to work another year and a half to do this.
Okay, so there's the trade-off. I'm willing to rebuild and eat the cost of withdrawing that, paying the taxes, losing the future growth of that $400,000 in order to stay where I'm at and rebuild.
And not have a mortgage.
Correct.
Am I understanding that?
You'll still have the 631 mortgage?
No, I'll still have the 631 mortgage on top of the rebuild.
Okay, I misunderstood. I'm sorry. Okay. So the 400
I don't
is
think
just...
I made that clear.
Gotcha. Okay.
How much do you have in savings now?
In savings, about $300K.
Oh, nice. What's the $300K for?
So the $300K was part of the personal property payout. So I don't know if I consider that savings, but,
But I mean, it's liquid cash you have access to instead of...
That you could actually use.
Taken from your retirement?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not take like $250? You have an emergency fund, or is that part of the $300K?
Yeah, we have about $25K in an emergency fund.
In addition to the $300?
Yes.
So why not use the $300 and only take $100 from your retirement?
This is what I'm thinking.
That's definitely an option.
It would be the only option if I'm going to do this. Because if you pop in $300,000 you would have taken, or $400,000 into an investment calculator, that money's going to double every 7 years. So at 70, what you're really giving up is not the $400 plus taxes. What you're really giving up is $800,000 because you're unplugging all of that growth too. So that's the part I want you to think about. And for that reason, I would use any liquid cash I have because, number one, you're not going to unplug the growth. Number two, you're not going to pay taxes on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And how much do you guys make?
I make $550. My wife makes $65.
Oh, incredible. I mean, you could probably cash flow this thing. How long is it going to take to rebuild?
Well, here's the thing. We've got like $300K in ALE, which means that they'll pay our living expenses outside up to $300K. So we could probably delay the build, keep living.
So they'll pay for you to rent. So you have rent-free living until the house is done?
Correct.
I would do that and stack all of your income. Dude,
this
I would
call just kept getting better and better. Randy, buddy.
I wouldn't touch any of the money. I would if you guys are bringing in, I don't know, how much are you bringing in a month? What's your take-home pay right now?
About 30.
30 a month is your take home.
Yeah.
I guess California taxes make you still poor somehow.
Yeah.
So could you live off of, 5 and put the other 25 in savings?
We could probably live off of 10.
I was going to say the 5, George. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, if he's living rent free.
Yeah, but he's still in L.A. though, man.
I'm just saying.
All right.
You guys have no other debt other than the mortgage?
Just the mortgage. We paid off $170K in student loan fees that I didn't know was accruing interest because I didn't take them out and I didn't understand how they worked. But you guys taught me about subsidized, unsubsidized, so I looked into it. And I'm like, whoa, we're getting into, even though we didn't have to pay, we were stacking up interest. So we paid that off.
Okay, good. Well, I'm just saying, you put $20K a month in a high-yield savings account for 18 months, you have close to the amount you need, that delta.
Okay.
And I imagine it'll take about 18 months to rebuild, right?
Yeah, anywhere from 12 to 14 months is what we're getting quoted, and we're going to start probably in March.
Okay. Then this is my game plan. I'm going to stack so much cash with my future income, and then any gap remaining, I'm going to take out that $300 from that personal property payout you got.
And leave your retirement alone.
And then thank us later when you retire with $5 million.
That's right. So you're not going to hurt your compound interest, and you're not going to get taxed. So don't even think retirement. You got too sweet of a
double win situation, especially with your income. Once you buried the lead there, going, well, we make $30K a month. That really helps the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Randy.
I like
you
the
go.
plan.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Sorry for what you've been through.
Well, you should, and my goodness, just so proud of you. And I love the idea that you want to be a part of Altadena Strong, and there's something about that, the community rising up together and rebuilding. That's pretty special stuff. So thanks for sharing a bit of your journey with us. That's crazy stuff, George. I was out there in L.A. About a month ago. We went out for a football game with my oldest son, and we drove near certainly the Malibu area just because I wanted to see it with my own eyes. And that is not a great situation for a lot of people. Randy's got probably one of the better situations.
Better case scenario.
Yeah, there's some pretty tough stuff going out there. And I bring that up to say, you talk a lot about insurance, and I think it makes a lot of sense right now for you to give just a fundamental, all right, acts of God or acts of nature, whatever you want to call them, they happen at times, and it can absolutely
Well, people just go, well, whatever happens, insurance will cover it. No. You got to read the fine print to see what your insurance will and will not cover, especially depending on your state. And so that's something to look into. And so I reshop every year with my independent insurance broker, and she tells me, hey, this is exactly what it will cover, what it won't cover. Do you want to, upgrade and get this covered as well? And I go, oh, sweet, I didn't know that. And so just doing a little bit of research can save you a lot of heartache. Because if it's not covered, you need to know you might be on the hook if this event happens.
Yeah.
And so in a state like Florida, where flooding is very much possible, they're not going to cover a flood happening. And so people have been devastated when they lose it. And they go, cool, where's my check? And they go, there's no check.
Yeah.
This isn't covered.
It's a great point. I remember watching that coverage. That was the most surreal thing I've ever seen, where you could see hot coals literally flying through the air and threatening homes. And I remember thinking, just because of the nature of the work we do, how many of these people, like, once you know your home is gone, that's got to be so, I don't even know how to understand
the grief
that.
Process on that
alone.
Yeah,
just the shock.
Without the financial implication.
Right, but I remember thinking, I hope they're insured. Because one of the few things that you could take away from something like that, if you go, well, this is the worst case scenario, but here's what I know, because I'm like George, because I know what my insurance covers, I can at least say, hey, I have some clarity.
Yeah.
And trauma plus confusion.
Yeah.
Not fun.
You got to keep up with what the market rate is to build that house today.
Yeah.
That's the part you need to keep up with on your home insurance.